So it is Sunday afternoon and I'm on home time because my truck is in the shop getting a PM done, and my trailer's getting some work done to it also. So like I said, I'm in the shop today. It should be good to go tomorrow. They'll give me a call. We're gonna pick up the truck, trailer, and we'll be able to start rolling down the road. But I wanted to shoot this video. I shot this video once and I watched it. I didn't care for it. I got some of the numbers wrong. So we're going to reshoot this video and hopefully we get the numbers all right. So what we're talking about is the fixed cost of the lease purchase. So I'm going to go over what the fixed costs are. Now obviously this isn't going to include your fuel, your maintenance account, and if you got anything else set up that's not a fixed cost. I got an escrow set up at 5 cents a mile. So that stuff is not going to be in this. This is just strictly the fixed cost of the lease purchase. So on this lease purchase, so I went to orientation on Monday. We went Monday orientation, Tuesday orientation, Wednesday orientation, and then Thursday they got us rental cars and I had to go to Atlanta to pick up my truck and my trailer. I picked up in Atlanta. I had to come back to Birmingham to get the securement equipment. Or securement equipment. So when I left on Thursday, the following Monday, this is going to start coming out. Okay, so you get your truck. I got my truck Thursday night. I think I went into the shop on Friday. I was there most of the day Friday and didn't get back to Birmingham till Saturday. So I didn't get my securement equipment until Monday. On that Monday, this stuff starts coming out, but not everything. So I'm going to go over what comes out week 1, what comes out week 2, and what that's going to cost. So like I said, I finished up orientation on Thursday, got my truck Thursday evening, Friday, back in Birmingham on Saturday. That Monday, we're going to have a couple things come out. We got the road use tax comes out, the tractor insurance comes out, the bobtail insurance comes out, the equipment insurance comes out. If you get the equipment insurance, that's $5 a week. The Maven network comes out and the Maven device comes out. So I'll go through these. The road use tax is $10.58 a week. The tractor insurance is $65.98 a week. The bobtail insurance breaks down to $9.46 a week. But they take it out at the beginning of the month at $41, so it comes out at one time, the first of the month, $41, and then for the rest of the month it doesn't come out, but it does break down to $9.46 a week. The equipment insurance, if you take it, is $5 a week. Our Maven network is $16 a week, and the Maven device is $19.42 a week. So add all them up, that's what comes out your first week. That equals $126.44. The only thing difference is, if you don't get the equipment insurance, then you're going to knock $5 off of that. It makes it $121.44. So that's my first week of cost. All right. The second week cost, you're going to have everything that comes out in the first week, obviously, plus they'll start taking the trailer rent. Now, trailer rent, I'm not exactly sure what the trailer rent. I know it starts at like $185. I don't know what it tops out at. I got a 48-foot Fontaine, and my trailer rent is $225 a week. Okay. Some guys are getting the 53-foot East, and I'm not sure what theirs is. I haven't talked to anybody. And like I said, I don't know if it tops out at $225, $250, or $285. I'm not sure. I know it starts about $185. And I think it goes off the year of your trailer. But again, I'm not sure about that. I know mine is $225. So the second week, everything in the first week comes out to $126 plus the $225 trailer rent, which brings us to $354.44 second week fixed cost. Right? So then the third week, and this is when everything comes out. So obviously the first week, the trailer rent, and on the third week, you're going to have the performance bond at $25. They start taking out your securement equipment at $75, paying for the securement equipment. License plates at $75. This is all week. And then the permit tax reporting is $60. So that's all week. The performance bond is the one where you pay $25 a week until you reach $2,000. Once you get $2,000, it goes away, but it's going to be like the first year. It's going to take like a year to build that up. So for the first year, you're going to be paying that $25. And that's just to cover, like, what I understand is to cover, like, if you quit and then there's like money that you still owe, they'll use that money to pay anything that you owe or something like that, like if you have fuel or whatever you would owe. The securement equipment is $75 a week. And that's going to be, for me, I think my securement equipment is about $4,300 is what I got in mine. So mine's going to be like a year and a couple months. And I'm not exactly sure, but it's $75 a week until that $4,300 is satisfied. So we add all that together, and the fixed cost plus your lease comes out. Now, and that'll all come out the following. This all comes out on Monday. So the first week will be the first Monday, second Monday. So the third Monday, everything comes out. So we got all that, and then the lease payment is $465 a week. So we add all that together for my final fixed cost of everything is $1,051.44. So that's my fixed cost, and obviously everybody's going to be different. Like I said, you don't have to get the equipment insurance, which is $5. It's not a lot. It's not going to make a big difference, but it's $5 a week. There's other stuff you can add to that. What will raise that up? Some guys added some other stuff to it, and they were paying $1,200 or $1,300. But I would try to keep it as low as possible. So mine's $1,051.44. Plus, like I said, it's fixed cost plus maintenance account. Me, I got the escrow account, and I'm gonna go over them in a second, and your fuel. So $1,051.44. Now the cool thing about this is, obviously the performance bond at some point is going to go away, and I think it's right around a year and a couple weeks, maybe a year and a month or something like that, on that $25 a week until it reaches $2,000. So that'll go away. The other thing goes away is the securement equipment. Once you pay that securement equipment off, then that $75 goes away. So that's $100 that's going to go away at some point down the road, about a year or so from now. So a year or so from now, my fixed cost should be $1,051.44 minus that 100, which makes it $951.44. So that's not too bad, I don't think, for fixed cost through this lease purchase. So $1,051.44 after a year or so, it'll be $951.44. And there's other things you can do to bring that down. Obviously, if you go out and buy your own trailer, then obviously the trailer rent's going to go away, which for me would be $225, which would knock me down into the $700 range for weekly fixed cost. So that's the fixed cost. That's pretty much everything that comes out for me, and that's pretty much everything that's going to come out for you if you basically choose the bare minimum. Like I said, I got the securement equipment insurance at $5 a week. Now we're going to talk about the maintenance account and the escrow account, and kind of talk about fuel, but not really, because I haven't really ran enough to know. But the maintenance account is 20 cents a mile for every mile. I think it's loaded and empty that you run. I think it's loaded and empty. So if you pick up a load and it's got like $150 or 150 mile deadhead and 300 mile, you ran 450 miles, 20 cents a mile, 450. That's how much for that load you would pay into the maintenance. Or at the end of the week, if you want to do it toward the end of the week, the total miles that you ran times 20% or 20 cents. So I'm figuring, you can figure 2,000 miles a week, you can figure 2,500 miles a week. That's going to be $300 to $400 a week. If you run 2,000 to 2,500, it'll be in that range. The escrow account, I got 5 cents a mile coming out. So that's just going into an account. That's just my money. It's just 5 cents a mile. Every mile I run goes into that account. It's not a lot. It ends up being like $40 a week. Actually, it's not that. It's actually 100 and, depending on how many miles. If it's 2,000 miles, I think it's like 100. If it's 2,500 miles, it's like $125 a week. So them are the two accounts that go into it. Like I said, the escrow account that I got set up, that's my money. I can use it for whatever I want. I'm just gonna let it build, and down the road, if I need it for something, you can let it build up and then pull it out and pay your securement equipment off if you have enough in there and there's only so much left. You could pull it out and make a truck payment if you took a week off or you're low on money. It's basically there to use as you will. The last thing is fuel, and like I said, these aren't fixed costs. These vary obviously on how much you're paying for fuel, and how much you're running would depend on how much fuel you burn, obviously. So it's hard for me to sit here and tell you how much fuel I'm going to burn in a week. What I've been doing is taking, like, I think on average I'm getting about I think it's like $3.90, right around $4 a gallon for fuel. So I just figured $4 a gallon, I times it by 25 or 2,000 miles, and I times it by 2,500 miles. That puts me in a range of about $1,200 to $1,400 a week in fuel. Obviously, you're just ballparking it, so I don't know. Once I get some more runs in and get a full week and get, then you'll have an idea of how much you're actually going to spend in fuel. So that's it, guys. That's the quick little video. Hopefully it's not too long. It looks like it's 9 minutes. So it's a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. But that's a quick video on the fixed cost of the lease purchase. Everything that comes out when it comes out. It comes out every Monday. And stuff like that. So that's what we got. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one.